I'm Clarence from Assault. You're listening to Channa 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 podcast.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of my podcast. We have a very special guest today, all the way from Singapore. We have Clarence Chong of Assault.
Hi.
Hi, Clarence.
Hi, Channa. Thanks for inviting me today.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you for some time. It's good. So, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Just been busy with work, and also with the recording for the new album. So
Right.
things are going slow but steadily. Yeah.
So, is Singapore kind of going back to normal now with all this COVID chaos?
The cases of COVID-19 cases we are seeing daily has been dropping lah. So yesterday just reported 40 over cases. So
Right.
things are improving, hopefully. Yeah, and gradually in June we have a period of lockdown, so to speak, from April to June.
Right.
Things are gradually improving lah from since June lah. So yeah, things are looking good, I think, for now. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So Clarence, I knew about the band Assault for some time because you guys even played here twice, right? You played in the Philippines twice?
Yes, we played twice. We played there in 2011 and 2018. Yeah.
Right.
Played there twice.
So, but I spoke to you only, I think, in 2019 during this Metal United event,
Yes,
right?
correct.
That's where we actually talked.
Yes, correct. That was our first meetup, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Clarence, can you tell me a little bit about your childhood and then how did you like discover the metal and was music part of your like family?
Okay. Actually, my childhood, what I vaguely recall was I was never really into music initially, but my mom was a huge music fan, but particularly towards the Chinese music.
Right.
So I think partly I was being influenced by her, but I mean on the heavy metal side, it wasn't because of her lah. It was through my own exploration through the Googles, the internet era, and
Right.
I think how should I put it? Yeah, so during my childhood, there wasn't much of a music kind of thing. It's just like playing more of like playing around, the games as such. Yeah, it was only towards the teenage years that I was getting more into music.
Right. So what were the like earliest bands that you discovered?
Oh, okay. For a start, I was I was being introduced. I think my first ever band was Linkin Park.
Hmm.
I still recall I bought the first Meteora CD. I think that was their second album back in 2004.
Right.
Because I was in secondary school. Yeah. So I can't really recall what I decided to pick them up. But I think what I saw was there was an advertisement on TV, which advertised the Linkin Park new releases.
Right.
Yeah, and that got me attracted. Say, oh, this kind of music scene sounds interesting. So I just bought a CD, and then after that, I didn't really look back. And it actually opened up a new world to me, a world of music. Yeah. So Linkin Park to me is a pretty important band.
Right.
Yeah, because they're the first exposure I have to music.
Yeah, even for me, because I used to listen to metal, but a lot, and then during the 2000s, like late 1999, 2000, I was not really listening to music. I was occupied with work, just started working.
Yeah.
But then I somebody got this. One of my friends gave me the CD of Linkin Park, the first album. That's really ignited the interest again for me to to listen to metal again, because
Okay.
I know some people say that's not real metal, that's new metal, that's like the people hating it, but I think that really helped the metal scene to survive those years, right? Because otherwise it would have actually died out.
It's because of them that people like me got exposed to different subgenre of metal.
Right.
And for me, I actually got a quite interesting path of how it leads me to extreme metal, because I was still studying at a point of time. And fortunately, my school teacher was Metalhead himself.
Right.
And then I think somehow, because back then we used to collect Discmans, so I bring the Discmans along to school to listen to music.
Right.
And just so happened, I think he saw my collection of CDs. Back then you had to carry like an albums of CDs, And then back then I showed him lah. Then he was like, "Hey, Linkin Park." Then after that, he started to introduce me to Metallica, Master Puppet, and say, "Hey, why not?" He burned a CD for me, and I say, "Why not? You just try this out, Master Puppet." And Slipknot, yeah, Slipknot. I think it's the Iowa album. I can't remember. So after I go back home, then I listen. And I was like, "Damn, it's heavier," and I like it. And then after that, subsequently, I asked him, "Hey, any other extreme bands that you could introduce me?" And then from there, he introduced me to, Mayhem, Emperor, the Norwegian black metal.
Right.
So the evolution of my musical taste was pretty extreme. It's from new metal, and directly I jump onto the Norwegian black metal. So yeah, and I never really looked back after since. So I have to thank him a lot. I mean, he's a school teacher, like that. And I still keep in touch with him till today after 15 years. Yeah.
So discovering metal, and then when did you discover that sort of understood that you can actually sing?
Okay, that was that part. I think it was also during the Linkin Park, where I discovered Linkin Park, and I try to imitate how Chester sing, how he scream. I tried to attempt on my own, and then I discovered that, it doesn't hurt my throat that much. So then from there I try to cover some of the songs, sorts. Then from there I practice regularly. Then from the Linkin Park, I start to start to learn those death metal songs. Like what kind of death metal? In Flames. I was exposed to In Flames early on. Yeah, and that got me to form my first form Assault. Yeah.
So what was your first band that you started? Assault is not your first band, right?
Yeah, it's my first band.
What's your band?
It's my first band. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I discovered In Flames in 2005, and in 2006 I formed Assault because I love melodic kind of music, especially melodic death metal. Yeah.
Right. So what got the idea to form the band Assault?
Let me recall. I think back then what I feel was seeing bands to perform on stage, on YouTube. Back then there was YouTube already, so seeing them playing on stage, and it feels kind of what I see from YouTube. It seems very interesting, and then seems to give me there's a lot of positive energy that I can see from these live clips. And then after that, I was thinking, why not I should form my own band since I can sing. So I just need to try to find a couple of members online. Back then, I recall I used this music forum in Singapore, which is called soft.com. That is how I got the members. I just put up advertisements, hey, I'm looking for guitarist, bassist, drummer from band. Yeah, and that's how things sort of put into place.
Right.
Yeah.
So I noticed that from your albums, you write most of the songs, right? So of the albums,
the lyrics,
lyrics.
Yeah. As for the music, is most of in the band members did it. So I was particularly in charge of the music lyrics part. Sorry.
Right. So I actually, although I was not able to see you when you guys performed here, but I do have your albums.
Thanks also. Thank you. Here's the
so this one, I'm not sure. This was released in 2011, right?
Yes, 2011
EP.
Yeah, this is released in 2011. Yeah.
Right. So can you tell me a little bit, because I actually like one of my favorite songs on this one is Subversion.
Okay. Okay. Actually, this the exceptions of the rebalance is actually our first EP that we self-released in 2011.
Right.
And but I mean, basically that release, the influence we had was really heavily on the the Swedish melodic death metal. As I said earlier, I was being heavily influenced by In Flames, Dark Tranquility, Soilwork, and then some of my members, they are being influenced. They are being also In Flames fans, and then I think some of them they're Iron Maiden fans. So what you can hear from this release is a mixture of influence. You can hear melodic death influence. You can also hear the Maiden sound, guitar solos and stuff. Yeah, and that release took us a while because in fact we were formed in 2006, but because some of our members have to serve national service, which is we have to go to the army for 2 years.
Right.
Yeah, and it's compulsory for us. So in fact, in terms of songwriting for that EP, we had some delay. That's why. But nevertheless, we got it out, released in 2011. We self-released it.
Yeah, you mentioned Iron Maiden because when I look at even the artwork, it reminds me the matter of what is that album, Iron Maiden album? They have a similar album, right? Cover.
I think so. Sort of that concept. Yeah. But but we didn't really took the direction from that.
Right. But it looks similar, yeah.
Yeah, but I think the idea of that artwork we had back then was actually because the EP, the lyrics for the EP was very related to war. Because I was, me myself, I'm very fascinated about the concept of war.
Right.
World War II, yeah. So that's why when one of my friends who was the illustrator for the artwork design, so I got him to come up with that. Yeah. So he was asking me what sort of concepts you guys are looking for. I was telling him maybe war, tanks and stuff, and that's what he came up with. I found it's quite cool. Yeah. But initially, I think people, when they saw the artwork, people thought we are a thrash metal band. Yeah, because I mean, from the cover itself, it doesn't really says a lot that we are melodic death metal until
right.
they hear
Yeah. Yeah, even I think my first impression was that it's a thrash metal band.
yeah. That's a misconception that people had earlier on. Yeah.
So Clarence, how did you? So what do you do like outside of music? I mean, what sort of work do you do?
Oh, okay. Actually, I work in public healthcare. I mean, I work in public hospital in Singapore. And then my day job, I'm a quality and risk management executive. So what I usually do during my day job is to ensure that the hospital is being complied to the regulations from the government. And I myself is trained in auditing. So I do audits for the hospitals.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm an audit guy, Yeah. My job is pretty boring, if you ask me. As compared to my hobby, which is music. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen you sometimes. You perform the gigs in plain clothes, like from office clothes and stuff, right? Because you like balance your work and.
Yeah. I mean, the attire that we wear is sort of like pretty formal, yeah. But usually, to me, I usually work with music. So I never lump both into together.
Yeah, because it's funny. Like if somebody sees you outside, they wouldn't think that you're part of a melodic death metal band, right?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say. Yeah, that you don't even look like a vocalist or metalhead. If I'm dressing like in a formal wear.
Right.
It's always good to have another side.
Yeah. And then so you guys released 2011, so that album, that EP. But yes, when I heard the 2017, the Fallen Reich, this one.
Yes.
This is, it's completely like, that first EP was kind of slow for this one because this is like very fast.
Yes. I think for us, is a natural progression in terms of music songwriting, but also along the way we have change of members.
Right.
So we have new members coming in, and that's where the songwriting process we have a sort of because new members will bring in new musical influence, and also affects the songwriting process.
Right.
Yeah, and then that's why you will see there's quite a drastic change from if you compare the EP and our first full length album. Yeah, so there you have it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for us,
It's, yeah.
we prefer something faster a lot as we get old, as we grow older. Yeah, and as we listen to more new bands lah that we listen to, because we're being exposed to new music almost like every month. There's a lot of bands releasing new stuff, and they'll be listening to new stuff as well. And it's sort of like influence on our songwriting as well. Yeah.
Right. But so the theme wise, the lyrics, how is the different from the first EP?
Okay. Actually, in terms of lyrics for the EP and Fallen Reich is still the same. So in fact it's a continuation of the EP. So the EP, but the EP itself, it deals with how to say, it covers a generic topic of war. Whereas for the Fallen Reich, it's focusing on the Third Reich, the Holocaust. I mean, yeah, that's what people call it, and is I won't call it a concept album, but lyrically wise, I took inspiration from that event particularly. Yeah.
Right.
So it's a continuation from the EP to the full length.
Yeah. I mean that this album has like, especially I really love the title track, because you also put out a lyrics video for that one, right?
Yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
which is pretty amazing actually. It's
Thank you.
really done really nice. And then also Spawn of Rage, I like that song.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
then you also have a song, Enslavement of Torture, with actually which features Freddie Lim of Chitonic, right?
Correct. Yes, correct. In fact, we have two guest musicians.
Right.
Yes, Enslavement. The other one was Ghettos. We
Yes.
had Fufu from North Nagao. Yeah, who solo on the song.
Right. So I noticed that even before the pandemic, I think maybe I don't know, it was late last year or early this year, you were actually in a Chitonic concert, right?
Yes,
You were
I
in
went to Taiwan
Taiwan.
last year. Yes, correct. They had a big concert in Taiwan in December. I think, yeah, December.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere early. So how is I know that you're also friends with them. So how did that friendship started with Chitonic?
That friendship with Fredy and Chong it brings back to 2008. Then that was my very first trip to Taiwan with a friend of mine, two of us, and when we our primary focus to go Taiwan is to watch them, Tonic, and just so happened Behemoth was also performing there.
Right.
Same month. So went there, and then we met Fredy, we met Doris. So I think we exchanged contacts. I mean, we met them first, then I think we exchanged contacts, and then we got in touch ever since 2008. And then from then on, every year, not every year, maybe every 2 or 3 years, they will have a big scale concert in Taiwan. So me and my friend will make it a point to go to Taiwan to support them, and that's where the friendship develops.
Right.
Today. Yeah.
Because Freddie is known as the metalhead. He's an MP, right? He's a
Yes, he's MP.
MP.
Yes. Just got re-elected. Okay, the December concert last year was actually his rally. It was a concert / rally for his campaign. Yeah, and fortunately he won. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw in the news that he was like having a brawl or fight with somebody inside the parliament or something.
This year he had a fight with the opposition party, Kuomintang. Yeah, with one of the MP. Yeah, they have a scuffle.
Right.
This was very, very funny. Yeah.
Yeah, because I actually saw them also. They played in Manila a few years ago in Pulp SummerSlam.
SummerSlam, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I met them that time, and I also got the album, the T-shirt that you're wearing. The Chitonic one, yeah.
Yeah, good band, yeah.
Yeah, I think they have also grown, quite big already, right? Because earlier, and I see the new music compared to what they were doing earlier is like
Yes, yes, yes.
already very high.
I mean, as a band, this is how it should be. You should
Right,
progress. Every has per different album. Yeah, this is how it should be.
right. So, Clarence, so your band, you performed in Singapore. Where else did you perform? Did you play it in other countries?
Oh, we played a couple of countries like Malaysia, Thailand, and the Philippines, and then we performed in Mongolia in 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, and we headlined the festival. There's this festival called Noise Metal Fest. Yeah, which is an annual metal event that's being organized in Ulaanbaatar, capital of Mongolia, and we are being invited to headline the event in 2017.
Right. I mean, how's the crowd there in Mongolia?
Oh, in fact, we got a shock when we performed. The crowd was I can give a rough estimation of the crowd size. It was around 300, no, 400 to 500. So it was pretty big crowd.
Right.
Say. Yeah, because we don't know what to expect because Mongolia is like totally alien to us. So
Yes,
we heard
yes, right.
but we didn't know that there's such a scene. You know, such a I would say I would say it's big, but it's a medium-sized scene from what I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think the scene there, I think they are pretty new. I wouldn't say they are new to metal, but I think they are still developing. The metal scene there is still developing.
Right.
Yeah, so we are taken by surprise from the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah, because Mongolia is like a place where we don't know a lot about, right? Because
Yes,
it's
correct.
kind of
Yes. And initially, when we received the invitation, I was telling my bandmates, "Hey, got an invitation to go to Mongolia." I said, "Huh? What? Mongolia? Are we really seriously going there?" I said, "Yes, why not?" And then, then we just go there and put on a good show. Yeah, and we had a fun experience. The Mongolia experience. Yeah, it was really unforgettable to me. Yeah, one of the highlight of the band's career.
Yeah, because there is a big band now from Mongolia, right? The Who.
The Who, yes,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, they're really good. Yeah. Initially, I think one of my friend was telling me to check out the Who, this band from Mongolia. Then I listened to them. There's like, oh man, they are good. And now they're getting big. They are getting very big.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy that the Mongolian music is spreading across the world. They're getting the exposure that they need. Yeah.
So Clarence, how did you get to perform in Philippines? How did that happen?
Okay. Our first tour in Philippines, it was actually arranged by a friend of mine, a Filipino friend of mine. He's working in Singapore, and then when we released the EP, I think before we released the EP, she was telling me she have contacts to do gigs in Philippines. Right. So after we released the EP, I contacted her, this friend of mine, and very gladly, and she's very helpful. She helped us to organize the gig in Manila. We played 2 shows, in fact, and we played. In fact, these 2 shows played with this Manila new metal band called Blunt Concept. I'm not too sure if you heard of them.
Yeah, I know the band. Yes.
Yeah, so we played with them. They because back then they just released their debut album, so we are supporting them alongside with another Australian band. So it's a three bands gig lah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that was the 2011 so-called tour we had, the first show, first overseas show, in fact, we had in the Philippines. And then 2018, fast forward to 2018, the show was actually organized by Bandbox Philippines.
Right.
So that was, we played 2 shows, one in Cebu and one in Manila. Yeah. So, but I would say the second show, the one we had in 2018 was much more professionally organized.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and we are very happy with the arrangement and everything from 2018 show. Aside from the transportation delay we had at the airport. I guess you know that, right? You know,
right.
Yeah, we got delayed for I don't know how many hours. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the venue you played in Manila was also quite far, right? From the airport.
It was also quite far from the Whereas the Cebu one was very was very centralized. In fact, yeah.
Right.
But both shows, I would say, it is good. It's a good experience. Yeah. Yeah. And we enjoy playing to the crowd in Philippines.
So when you landed in the Philippines, what was your impression? First impression?
You mean 2018 or our first time?
First time.
Our first time was like, how should I put it? Our first time, the airport. Okay, the first time when we it was like we didn't expect the traffic to be so chaotic, you know.
Right.
Yeah. And then, but of course, what we experienced there, the positive things are the people there are very friendly.
Right.
Yeah, we had a lot of friendly people, and then they are all very supportive. They buy us drinks also, you know, and such. And of course, then we did a lot of sightseeing also during our first time over there. Yeah, and I think it was a pretty good experience, I would say. Yeah, aside from the traffic.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. But the sightseeing, you know, the overall experience that we met with the people over there are really positive, are really good. Yeah, that's why we want to go back to the Philippines.
Right.
Again.
So how about the crowd during your performance? The crowd reaction?
Okay, the crowd reaction for the 2011 was okay. We didn't really have a big crowd because that was our first time there.
Right.
Pretty new band. But the crowd was okay. They are very supportive. They are very receptive towards us, towards our music. But fast forward to 2018, the crowd we had in Cebu and Manila, the Cebu one was really good. The show was packed to the full house, and we didn't expect it's full house. And the response was really good. And for the Manila one, is maybe because we started the gig later. I think when we reached the gig venue, I think it was midnight, close to midnight.
Right.
Yeah, but then still the energy was there. Yeah, and we are really grateful and thankful for the fans in Manila willing to wait for us. Yeah, and I think the crowds in the Philippines, definitely they are one of the most supportive crowds that we ever came across.
Right.
Yeah. So we are thankful for that. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's one of the thing with the Manila crowd, especially the underground scene, is that they support any band that comes here, right? Wherever they come in, they will support you. They treat everyone the same. So
yeah, and then they'll buy your merchandise,
right?
And then they'll talk to you, they'll check with you, as if it's like there's no there's no barrier that you're a musician. Both of us like when we chat with like fans, we don't really categorize them as fans, but we actually treat them as friends, normal friends.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Clarence, I saw one of your posts recently. You posted that you're sort of cutting down or you're stopping alcohol.
Yes. I think I posted that. I think yesterday or 2 days ago. Yes, correct.
So what's happening? Why that decision?
I think it's a very personal decision that I make because I think what I shared in my post, I've been drinking for like many years, and I think the past last year there was some red flags regarding on my health. I was like putting more weight, you know, and then my other half was saying, "You're like gaining weight." A lot of people are saying, commenting. My family, some friends say, "Hey, how come Clarence you're gaining weight?" You know, and stuff. And then it affects my vocals performance as well. And I realized I'm running out. Like I don't have much stamina as like I used to. And that's why I decided this year to actually to eliminate alcohol, to stop drinking. Because in the first place, I wasn't even addicted to alcohol.
Right.
So I just tried like maybe for a month or so not to drink, and it felt all right, and I felt even better. And nowadays, I'm back to my regular jogging. So I try to jog maybe 3 times a week.
Right.
And now I feel better, and I feel more healthier than before.
Yeah. Actually, what I did is a few years ago, I used to work in a different company before where I was more like into the sales side of things. Like I was more of like meeting clients and stuff. So that was like more of heavy drinking because you have like every night you have so many meetings, like, trying to get deals and stuff, right? So, but what I did actually is when I go to gigs before, the way I started it is stop drinking is I don't drink if I go to a gig.
Oh, okay.
So I go to so many gigs, right? So I stop drinking. I don't, even if they have free alcohol, I don't drink because for me I couldn't enjoy the show if I drink too much beer and I feel bloated. I'm sweating, so you cannot really enjoy the music, right?
I agree. Yeah.
So I cut it down, and then very rarely also I would actually have a drink. It's maybe like 6 months, every 6 months or what. Once in a while I might have a beer. That's, otherwise I wouldn't do it. It's as you said, it's really health wise, it's really beneficial.
Because from what I thought, because before I decided to do this, I thought of it because for me, I'm always think forward. I think of the long-term perspective for my personal health. Maybe I think like 5 years, 10 years down the road, what will happen if I still keep drinking? I might got myself. I don't know. I won't get myself killed, but I might suffer from some illness which is irreversible. Let's say if I have a liver damage or what. You only have one liver, right?
Right.
Yeah. So so before that happened, I thought of, hey, why not? I should stop drinking. Try to stop drinking completely, and it works. I didn't drink like for maybe a month or so already. Hopefully, it continues. And I think, yep, this is. But luckily, and luckily, I'm not in the sales line. If not, I'm gonna drink and entertain, the clients or what. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was before. I'm not in that anymore. So
It's good. And you're doing like yoga also, right? I understand. Is it yoga?
Sorry?
Are you doing yoga as well?
Yeah, actually I do yoga. I do two workouts. I do yoga and then I walk every day. So I normally walk around 5 to 8 kilometers every day.
That's a lot. That's good.
Yeah. So I feel quite, I don't know, I feel quite fit actually. I mean, I last month I completed like 250 kilometers of walking.
Wow, that's a lot. It's definitely good for health, in the long run.
Yeah. Because the walking actually makes what happened to me is that I feel once you start, because every time you start walking you feel okay, my feet hurt or I'm sweating, I don't want to do it, but that once you overcome how to learn to overcome that, you keep on going, and then when you face other problems like in work or at family or whatever, you can use the same mentality to overcome, right? Because you know that things will get better, or you will get used to things. Like it might be hard at the beginning, but you can keep going, right? So
that's also what I do usually. When I go for a job, it gives me the opportunity to recharge and to reorganize my mind, to say, hey, what I need to do or what. And if I got a hard day at work, so I'll just go for a run, and it frees me from all the stress that I face during work. So it helps really, really. I agree.
So Clarence, I'm looking at your background, your rack of CDs.
Yes.
I know you're a big collector also of CDs.
Yeah.
So what do you normally collect? What sort of, I know metal, but do you only focus on metal or what?
Most of my collection are metal, because I'm trying to keep my collection not that big, because there's space constraint, so I try to keep it metal, but I listen to rock bands also, but usually those I will purchase from iTunes, I will listen digitally.
Right.
So for the collections here are all metal, extreme metal.
Right. Earlier you said you're working on the second album, right? So can you tell me a little bit about the process, and then when do you think it will be coming out?
Oh, okay. In fact, the process, the recording process has been done around, I think I would say around 85%. 85%. So what is left now is the two vocal tracks and some guitar parts. So we are almost there. It's because of the COVID-19. We got a COVID-19 situation. You know,
Right.
we got a 2 months lockdown, and that hinders the process. But we are on track now. So 85%. So we target to have it completed, I think, by now September, right? Yeah. Try to wrap up everything by end September. Yeah. And to have it mixed and master. Hopefully by December we can have the final product, the mixed master. Yeah.
Right.
And we target to release probably I think next year. Yeah. Also.
Good.
Because I think because of COVID, also we can't really perform live. So I think it makes sense to have the release next year. I think a brand new start, you know. Yeah.
Right. So hopefully you can do another tour next year, right?
Hopefully we'll see. We'll see how the situation go. Because I think a lot of musicians are being affected by this. Yeah. So, but I can see a lot of bands also going online. Like today they're gonna have the Behemoth.
Yeah, I'm watching that later. It's like 3 a.m.
Yeah, but I think I won't see you at 3 a.m. But I think I'll see. I will catch the show after that because there's this 72 hours. Thing,
Right.
So probably I will do that later on. You know.
I think there's also Devin Townsend is also doing one, but I think it's clashing with the same show. So
Okay. So I guess it's going to be a new norm for bands to bring their things, their life experience online.
Right. But I mean, of course, it's not the real thing. Like you don't get the real experience.
Yeah,
but
real experience.
while we don't have anything else, so
yes,
that but as long as they do it very very good quality, then I think it would be enjoyable, right?
Yeah. Also, in fact, I think few days ago we got some updates from our government say they are now trying out to have live concerts, but at a bare minimum of 50 packs.
Right.
Because 50% can be so-called live gigs. So we're gonna see how it works. So hopefully, if it works good, who knows? Next year maybe you can see some local gigs.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because I really miss Singapore because I normally go Singapore every month, but now I cannot go anywhere.
How about Manila? Are you having any shows or it's totally banned?
No, it's same thing. Only a few people actually, to be honest, the metal band seems to be, there's nothing happening with them. They don't go even do online thing or anything. Seems to be completely dead. Like the underground band seems to be completely, and then there's some, like pop rock and, those people, they do some online stuff.
Yes.
They try to do it, but I don't think a lot of people are watching them also. Not sure where, because anyway, let's see. I think for us, probably for the Philippines, we will probably, this quarantine situation will continue till end of the year, probably, because we have a lot of corona cases. So
yeah. So I think like what you mentioned, I think even for Singapore, our local bands, I think some of the bands, they not metal, maybe some of the rock pop bands, they are trying to bring their stuff online. Yeah. Metal bands so far, no, not that I've seen. But we don't know. I don't know for us. I think we'll see how, because there's some discussion with my bandmates also. So probably, who knows? We could release to play our new second album entirely online. Who knows? Yeah. So yeah, we will keep everyone updated on that.
Yeah, I think the important thing is to keep on making music, right? And then keep the engagement with the fans, right? So
yes. That is very important. Yes.
Right. So Clarence, what's your message to your fans, friends?
A very short message. So during this period, please stay safe. Please be hygiene. And also, most importantly, we are working on we are as we are wrapping up the recording, we also hopefully we're finalizing our lyrics video for new stuff. So I think it should be hopefully it'll be out soon, but I won't give a definite date. But definitely watch out on Assault Facebook page.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Anybody you want to shout out to?
Anybody want to shout out to? Of course, to all our supporters. And to Vanbox Productions. They've been extremely supportive of us for the past couple of years.
Right.
And of course, yeah, I mean, to our bandmates, to form my bandmates who's been so supportive of the recording. They work really hard on the recording, despite the difficulties during this COVID-19. So yeah. And I also I want to thank you for inviting me today, Channa.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that you also have some event coming up. Your some guitar events or something, right? You're featured on Assault is featured on the.
Oh, yes. We're going to have another similar podcast on 16th September.
Right.
And the whole entire band is organized by Ep53 Panda. They are local thrash metal bands. The
Right.
vocalist band invited us to be on his podcast. Yeah.
Right.
It's going to be interesting. Yeah. I'm going to talk a lot of shit, I think. Yeah.
So Clarence, it's a pleasure to talk to you, and then hopefully I can catch you live playing some, maybe next year or whoever. Hopefully I can meet you again and keep making your music, and then stay safe.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for the support as well. Thank you. You too. Stay safe.
Yeah. See you, Clarence. Thank you.
Thank you.